My name is Carrie. I'm so very.
Hey, it's Carrie. We do what we want over here. We chill, we have open panel discussions, sing karaoke, play games, kick back, or whatever. Let's break the monotony.
My name is Carrie. I'm so very.
Good morning. Ow. Hey, Brixton, babe. Hey, everybody coming in. Good morning. It's Monday. It's supposed to be a happy day, but everybody's going to work and they're like, oh my God, we got to go back. When are we going to win? Well, I'm thinking, when am I going to win the lotto? Child, when I start buying it more. I keep saying that. I keep saying that. I need to win the lottery. I need to win. Okay. But we all have to do what we have to do. We do not have, like certain people could go without working. I can't do that shit. I don't like the idea or the feeling of having to rely on anyone. Okay. Even if I'm in the position where I don't have to trust and believe I will. Okay. I have as my title this morning Debates and Delusions. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to those who are new to the channel. It's early in the morning. Um, I know we are not normally up. Well, some of you are not normally up this early, but listen, I was supposed to come live yesterday to talk about the debate with Mel and Lemon. Okay, so I know a few content creators have already spoken about it, but hey, I didn't get to come yesterday. I was too busy being a subby. I was too busy going in chats and listening to and watching the people I like, okay? And I had stuff doing later on in the night. Until this minute, I haven't been able to go red ball through Jay Wilson's live to see what was going on with over there with what's his name? What's her name? Uppity. And yes, Uppity. J Dot, every time I say Uppity, I am conscious now because she's like, you say Uppit? Uppit? How do you? No, I don't say uppity girl. I say uppity. Okay. Yeah, so uppity and Sparkle Libra. Like last night when I jumped in over there, the first thing I heard was Sparkle, is it Sparkle Libra going off, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, who's she cussing out? I dropped down the moment she was going off, and I'm like, oh my God. Whenever you hear people switch over like that, you know they must be upset. But anywho, that was that. So I was pretty much trying to figure out. I'm hearing that Uppity got banned from the StreamYard for a while for being on his panel. But he says he's cool with her being in the chat. I was on the road getting stuff done, so I wasn't able to stay for too long. But for the few minutes I went in, child. So I don't know if it's an extension of what Uppity came out saying, because a lot of people don't want to pick up certain let me put content in air quotes if they don't feel like they don't move with stuff that becomes content. But um Uppity started off saying that she doesn't like that people are borrowing money from her in the sector. So, and then it moved from there. She was mentioning what's her name, Trinigal and Sparkle Libra, and then she moved on to the whole situation with K Fit and Sparkle Libra and them being in a group and blah blah blah. And from what I'm hearing, I don't think that group was meant for anything malicious or anything, or I just, from what I'm picking up, the group was created for as like a support group, so she could get services or be aware of some of the stuff that are available for her, I'm assuming. So, and then now I'm hearing that she's threatening to dox K Fit and stuff. But what has K Fit done to her? Like, for real, for real. I don't know. I don't understand it. Like, where it's coming from out of nowhere. And then, I don't know. Uppity has been on one since, let me say, the past maybe 5 days. Yesterday she was running amok over there in Jay Dunn's chat too. Like, she just came on and she just started going off. Hey, Tebe Forever 17. Hey, everybody coming in. So I don't know what's going on with Uppity. And then when she hits panels, she's just going off. And I don't know. Tis the season, I guess. Brixton Babe says all K Fit has done is look cute. Uppity needs to behave herself. Like, I don't understand where this is coming from out of nowhere. You know? And if you are fighting with someone, why bring other people in it? And if you're through with, well, you know what? Let me leave that alone. Like, seriously, like, I haven't been seeing K Fit go live a lot of late, so I'm like, she's supposed. I'm thinking she's busy with life and stuff. So I don't know how and why, you know, stuff just keep coming up, and I'm hearing her name and stuff. But we'll see what happens if anything happens. But Uppity has been on one. Um, I don't know apart from this last thing I watched on ODS with what's her name, Gemini. I'm thinking that is has been settled. What else? What else? Bertha May had a really good live yesterday morning. Hey Cheryl, one. How much is that? I can't read. Is that 100,000? I'm thinking. Yeah, it seems that way. If I'm not just if it's wrong, Cheryl, blame it on the Conga educational system because that's where I'm from. Yeah. Let me see. What was I talking about? Yeah. Okay, it is. Okay, cool. Cause that. Yeah. So anywho, so I'm assuming that situation. Hey, grown folks TV. Hey, everybody coming in. Hey to those in the clouds. Listen. My chat is free, like I said before, like I've been saying for the past 2 years. We don't do turf wars over here. We don't do the thing about being in groups and who can go where and not. My chat is always open and free. So anyone is free to drop down. I only have very few rules over here. Don't be coming here trying to be disrespectful. And do not come here saying anything to my mods unless you're saying hey to them or something, or don't be disrespecting them. That's pretty much it. They'll time you out or block you. Okay? They'll time you out first, though. Okay. All right. So that's that on that. I was saying that Bertha May had a really good discussion yesterday on her live in the morning yesterday, and I remember about 2 years ago when I just started my channel. Well, when I just started uploading, because I've had this channel since 2014. What year are we in? 20. Man, I gotta be really tired to be considering what year I'm in. It's 24. Yeah, I think I've had this channel since 2014. Yeah. But I wasn't doing content on it, so I just started doing content 2 years ago on it. And I come in when I can. Haven't been as consistent. It's just of late that I started coming on here more. Um, but I remember having that very same conversation on here about whether or not um, it was a mixture of things. To me, I was trying to bring out the point that when subbies support content creators, I don't think the support I don't think sometimes people appreciate the support of subbies. That was really what I thought. Like some people do not. Ooh, who is this? Hello, can you give me money to buy cigarettes and alcohol? I'm in dire need of financial assistance. I lost all my money on crypto. Come up in my asshole and you can find all the money you want. What color do you want it in? Okay, let me know. Who cares that you lost all your money on crypto? Bitch, I want a yacht right now. But I can't get it and I keep my ass quiet, don't I? And I work. Go find a job. How about that? You want it golden? I'll piss. It's too early. And I'm not that type of person anyway. I don't want to be arguing, to be quite honest. I'll just leave you alone. Stick around, do your thing. So like I was saying, yeah, it is because your face went in it. Because you came in here and dived in my asshole, and that is why it is smelly. Okay? That is exactly why it is. The moment you came in here begging money and I gave you my ass to lick to get that money you wanted, it started smelling. So I can't give you any more. I don't got no more shit for you, okay? Excuse yourself. Okay? Yeah, so like I was saying, I had this conversation some time ago and I was saying to myself that sometimes it would seem as if the subbies support is not appreciated. You know? Everyone is begging. Bitch, I like to be in Dubai right now or somewhere, okay? And you're begging me money for alcohol. Anywho, I can only wish you the best because nah, whatever. Yeah, so I'm thinking to myself like, isn't the hours that the subbies sit and watch you enough? Isn't their click and view acknowledged? Is it only cash apps that makes people support you? Like I'm just saying to myself, when the subbies spend, so I have conflicting views, and it's people are entitled to their own views. Everyone is gonna have a different view. My view is this, and I don't do a lot of content on here, and my audience is small and stuff. But at the same time, in my mind, if somebody clicks on my channel and watches me, that is support. If somebody thumbs up my video, that is support. If I have an hour of live and you stick in my chat for an hour and you're typing or listening in the clouds, that is support. If you get my membership, that is support. If you share my live, that is support. You know? I'm just saying, if you're engaging in a conversation, I am not going to pretend or not acknowledge that type of support. To me. So I'm not going to feel no kind of way if you never hit my Cash App up. I'm not going to feel no type of way if you never hit a super chat. I am acknowledging every single type of support that you support me. It doesn't have to be financially only. That's how I see it. However, I make my Cash App available in the chat, or my mods will drop it. So it is there for if, and that's if you want to support. I am not going to be upset, oh, nobody hit my Cash App and blah, blah. Oh, hell no. You're supposed to give if you feel like. I am not entitled to shit from anyone on here. Whether or not I'm providing a service. I'm providing a service, okay? That's fine. I'm spending my time, but I am the one who chose to do it, not the subbies. So I'm not going to be cussing my subbies out to say I'm on here and I'm doing live and I'm spending a whole 3 hours of my day on here and I don't have to. So they're supposed to. No. The subbies give if they want to. It must be on their heart to do it. I am not going to ask for it, but I make it available. And it is, I can remember when I just started, it is one of my very subscribers in here who was nudging me to say, put your Cash App in here. I used to be like, no, that's okay. You join the membership or whatever. I'm monetized, even though, bitch, the when you don't get a lot of views, you don't get. Let's get the harsh reality. Well, not harsh for me, but the reality is this AdSense, it can be good sometimes, and then the other times it's shit. It is just pennies. But then at the same time, my subbies didn't tell me to start doing content. My subbies are not obligated to pay for me being on here. And that's how I see it. So I'll make it available, but I won't be upset or be begging or doing that. You, as the content creator, you decided to create a channel. You decided to give content. You decided to go live. So if you don't see the people are giving you the type of cash apps that you want, you can change your content. You can do other uploads. You can decide not to do anything anymore and go do something else to make more money. But the subbies, to me, they are not obligated, but they could give. And I am not saying that subbies cannot support financially through super chats or cash apps or PayPals or whatever. I did not say that. Because if they like your entertainment and they like what you stand for, if they like what you're offering, I'm not averse. I'm not opposed to people tipping people. There's nothing wrong with that. But then again, I won't be cussing people out if I don't get money from them. Like, that is crazy. That's some crazy work right there. And then I move on from that. What are the subbies now? What do you think about those who go around begging these content creators and subscribers? What do you think? And why do you think they ask these content creators? Because now we're hearing about all these different. Good morning, Zero Lightness. Let me see. What gets me is when some content creators think they know who Cash App them and they try to talk mess. Some don't have the same name on Cash App. They don't know who they are offending. That is so true. That is so true because there are some people who do give Cash Apps and they stay anonymous. Okay? There are some people who do that. It just is what it is. And then you have the subbies who go out of their way to beg the very same content creators out here. So I didn't even know it was a big thing behind the scenes on here with people asking the content creators. But then to me, I am thinking that one of the reasons why they may ask the content creators for assistance. Well, first and foremost, I would never me coming on here would be, I'm not saying I wouldn't ask for something if I needed it, but it has to be a need and not a want. And also, I prefer to go to my friends or my family first, and YouTube would always be my last option. So I'm not even saying that if I needed something, I wouldn't come on here and ask, but I just can't bring myself to do it. So I'll stay and wait till the money comes if I am waiting, or I'll go to my mom or somebody, family, my siblings, somewhere. And if that doesn't work, this will have to be my last option. Hey, I'm a fiance. Hey, everybody coming in. But I am thinking to myself that one of the reasons why the subbies go around asking the content creators for money or cash apps on the back end is because they hear the very same CCs talking about how good their AdSense check looks at the end of the month. They hear the very same CCs talk about how much they make on cash apps. So of course they're going to go ask you. They see the challenges. They hear people saying, "Thank you for the cash app. Thank you for the cash app." They hear all of that. Good morning, TC. Good to see you. Happy Monday. So they hear, and of course they're going to say, well, they got money. They come on here 3-4 times a week, and they always get cash apps. They do this, they do that. So I'm thinking I could ask them. So I'm just saying to myself that this is one of the reasons why probably they'll ask. That's what I'm thinking. Like what else would be the reason? Or maybe some of them are scammers. We don't know. So I'm looking at it two ways: the subbies who ask and the CCs who ask. And I am not watching anyone's pockets or anything. That's not my job. That's not my role. It's not my thing. I just have a viewpoint like everybody else, and your viewpoint is not more important than mine. I'm just saying. Me too. I'm a fiance, and I guess it's because of how I grew up. And I'm not gonna say if you don't ask, you don't get. But I'm gonna say maybe it's my ego. Maybe it's what my mom taught me to learn. If you don't have it, do without until you can, or find other means to get it. You know, don't put your hat higher than your head can reach. Like those different things. Charlie gave money to her too. So a lot of CC started emerging and to say, this person has been asking me for money too. And I'm like, what? This is going on back here? How many other people have been doing that? Have an awesome day, TC. Did she say she was leaving? Let me see. I was reading this comment. So she's been doing it to like CCs behind the scenes. And then you have some CCs who also will be behind the scenes asking their subbies. Like if, for example, if their subbies used to send them money, what they'll do is go back to their Cash App and request Cash App from them. And if they see like the CCs drop their Cash Apps all the time in the chats, they go and they do requests. My request is turned off. You cannot request shit from me because I don't have it. I am a broke bitch. Okay. But they say those people who live within their means are happy, the happiest. Okay. That's all I'm saying. She said she didn't ask Jay Dunn because she knew what would happen. Good morning, T. Evans. TC, that is so right. When you are an adult, never talk about how much money you make, cause especially to strangers. Cause I've heard so many times different people at different points talk about how much money they make and how good their AdSense look, and then sometimes we hear the very same people talking about people not cash apping them or people not giving them anything or they didn't make no money. But at the same time, people be boasting on here about how much they make. So this is one of the reasons why the subbies be asking for money. Good morning, Black Pearl. I know I ain't getting nothing for this holidays coming. I don't got a shit of a bonus to get at any point in time, okay? So I don't got a freaking bonus to give a soul. You hear me? Good morning, everyone. I'm trying to come on here more frequently, well, regularly, so I can do like an hour in the mornings and whatever in the nights. By the time I'm done on here, YouTube cameras will be going live and then run a queue, so I'll be, done in time to go watch and see what's going on. And then you have to also remember that there are some subbies who are out here in the back sending Cash App requests to people. You gotta be kidding. It's a lot going on. Some subbies, T Evans, it came out over there on ODS. And then you had someone who used to troll. I don't know if she still does it. Beyonce used to do that and send Cash App requests to some people. If she would do that shit. I wonder if she has ever donated to the content creators she asks. I don't know. It could be possible. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, so that is that on that. I'm just thinking that we have to all understand that people have, you know, their opinions, and our opinions are not always going to be the same. Okay? We're not supposed to all think the same way. So, in conclusion, I think subbies can tip their favorite content creators if they like their content, or whatever reason, if they want to support. But at the same time, I just don't think they are obligated to the content creators to give them shit, because they didn't force anyone to go live. They didn't tell them to start a channel. They didn't tell them to do content. You chose to do that. If it's not working out for you, you have other options to take. And that's just my stance. There are other options to take if you don't think YouTube is giving you the type of money you want. I don't think your frustrations or expectations should be laid on the subbies. And that's it. That's all. I don't know if they want that said. Okay. All right, so that is that. So I was basically talking about Bertha May's live yesterday. So Bertha May has been doing content. I'm so happy she's finally started going live and stuff. I'm always happy when people new channels pop up around here. Okay, but the good thing you have to learn to do is separate the good ones from the fake ones, because then you'll see some new channels and you'll be supporting them, sharing them out and stuff, and then they come back and give you their asses to kiss. And I'm not talking about Bertha May. I'm talking about some other folks, because then they feel like they have arrived and stuff, and then they start going after the very same persons that supported them in the onset of their channel, because they get a big head and they start feeling like they deserve certain types of things. But anyways, go ahead over there and support Bertha May. And whenever you see other new people come around, go support them, because some of the times we tend to give support to new people who come from different eras, who who clearly tell you they're from a different sector, and people who are already here doing content, you don't be supporting them anyways, and that kind of looks some kind of way, especially if those very same people, you know Bertha said something yesterday, and I don't want to misinterpret what she said, but then you'd be going to some people's chats for years supporting them and stuff. If Bertha is here, she'll let me know. So, like, she said something to this effect, and if I'm wrong, you could tell me. So she would say, like, some of the very same people who she's been supporting for years, being in their chats and stuff. I don't know if she gave like cash apps or whatever. But if she's been there supporting them all the time, she's not seen them in her chat not once. And it kind of speaks volumes on here. Maybe they stay in the clouds. They have their reasons why they watch from the clouds, and they have their reasons. So you'll be there supporting them for years, being in their chats and stuff, being a part of the content and stuff. And then here you go starting your channel, and you don't see half of them come support you, Bertha May. I kind of felt that one when you said it, well, not felt, because I do observe that for other people too. Let me see. Brixton Babe says, we have our own people who have been here for years trying to get on. We need to show support for our own first. For real, for real. Hey, Ronnie Q. And yes, I'm a fiance. She is hilarious. I don't mind her at all. I'm liking, fresh new content. Fresh new YouTubers who are coming on the scene. Thank you so much for liking and sharing my lives. Here goes Bertha May. Bertha May, I was talking about your topic that you did yesterday, and I remember when I just started my channel 2 years ago that I had that very same conversation on here about the expectations from subscribers over here. You know, because we have to also understand that these very same subbies, when they hear people talk like that, they could abort. They could, well, not abort. They could decide to stop jumping in your chats and staying in the clouds. I saw a few people yesterday who said their purses were closed, and I could tell why they said their purses are closed. I know of people on here who, when they were getting the cash apps from certain people, they were cool with them. They were so happy. They were always shouting them out and stuff. And the minute the cash apps dried up, I don't know if the person didn't have it to give anymore or whatever, they started cussing that person out. It has happened on here so many times. So some people are only cool with you when you can assist them financially. Apart from that, they've never liked you. You hear me? Oh, okay. Thank you, Bertha May. And right, congratulations on your new channel. Okay, she is hilarious, and I like the breath of fresh air. I like when new people come out and start doing their content, especially if you've been seeing them in chats for a while, for years, and then you see them start going live. So that is cool. Okay, so the debate, the debate, the debate. I didn't get to come talk about it yesterday. Yeah, I was busy being a subscriber and moving from chat to chat, and then I had a lot to do yesterday, so I only could pop in when I could. Good morning, Mildred. Thank you for being here. Shout out to the morning people. Like, I can come on at this hour in the morning and then be off in time for YouTube and Ronnie Q, so I could go see what they got going on and also get a recap of stuff that I missed. There are certain things that I just don't watch, and I heard that there's a For the Love of coming up. I won't be watching that shit. I won't be commenting on that shit. It's just too much going on. It's just too much. I like content that is like real. I am not gonna be in the delusions. I'm not doing it. Okay. There's a thin line between entertainment and crazy. Okay. And I don't care what anybody has to say. That's my opinion. And I am not playing house where I pretend stuff is real and whatever. I'm not doing that shit. Okay. I'm done. So yesterday, well, today is Monday, so the debate was Saturday night. So Saturday night, I was here trying to figure out when is this debate gonna happen? What time is it? Resto clicked the link to let me know. The chat told me what time. Lemon came in here, and they got themselves prepared for the debate. However, there was certain stuff that was not dealt with beforehand, especially as it relates to you know the link, whose channel it would be on, how the streaming would have gone. So I'm saying to myself, that is something that should have been dealt with. That is something that should have been dealt with early between both of you when you were speaking to each other on what's the thing they say they use, Discord or what, however else they communicate with each other. So I'm thinking that that should have been, you guys should have done a test run, in my opinion. So that is one of my very first critique, that there should have been like a test run between both of you and not on the day off or on the hour off the debate, so that you could figure out if everything is good, so he could understand like how to stream and also decide on whose channel the live would have started. So they had a little bit of a hiccup in the start, for the start of the show, of the debate. Um, so they were over there by Mel's for a while, trying to figure out how to get stuff done. And in the meantime, while he was there trying to figure out how to stream, the people, he had already set his live stream up. But Lemon, I must say this, because when you were here on that night, the debate night, when you clicked my link, I did say you should drop your thing in the back. So your StreamYard link in the back, so that what's his name, Resto, could get it. So I did say that, but then you guys took like over 20 minutes to figure out what to do, and then there were people in your chat that you had already set up, your live stream that you already had set up, trying to figure out where you were and stuff. So that was kind of a little bit, that, hey, detach myself, good morning, and hey to everybody coming in. You're free to drop down, and if it's your first time, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you feel like, subscribe. I said if you feel like for a reason, because you know I'll talk about that after. um yeah, so not the debate was supposed to start at 11. Well, eventually Lemon decided he was going to do it on his own panel, his own his own channel. I gotta speak a little slower. Okay. So that debate did not start until about 11:41 thereabout. About sometime after 11, it took a while for them to start, but you could tell that Resto started off and he was a little bit upset. You could tell. You could tell that, Resto, it did come out that way. You kind of sound pissed. And of course, Lemon was doing his own thing, just doing his regular smegular. And, Mel seemed nervous, but she, put on a brave face. The first topic that they had, Taylor made. Did I say hi to you? Good morning if I didn't. I'm getting old, so it is expected. I'll be forgetting stuff. Okay, hold on.
My name is Carrie. I'm so very.
Hey, it's Carrie. We do what we want over here. We chill, we have open panel discussions, sing karaoke, play games, kick back, or whatever. Let's break the monotony.
My name is Carrie. I'm so very.
Okay, good morning, Room Shaker, and hey to everybody coming in. So yeah, they started late. The first topic was cultural appropriation versus cultural appreciation. If I miss words in the midst of it, it just is what it is, okay? Um, who started first? I think Lemon. started was supposed to start first according to Resto. Resto asked him to start first, and then he told what's her name, Mel, that she could. Now Mel started off, and you could tell she was nervous. You could tell also that she was reading from something. Okay. Well, nothing is wrong. For me, there is nothing wrong if you prepare for a debate. You're supposed to, you know, get your cue cards, get your points on your card. You're supposed to already, familiarize yourself, become a fay with the topic, and, do your research and stuff. So, because you would have done your research, you would have had your pointers, your important points on your cue card. So, you are supposed to go ahead and start collecting your information to support or to go against the motion. So, yes, you're supposed to familiarize yourself with the topics at hand. Okay. But I could tell in the beginning that Mel was reading from something. We could tell. So she started off with the definition, and it just kind of threw us off because the beginning of the debate was just pure reading. We could tell. Okay. Um Lemon's response to that, because she was reading the definition and stuff, like, if you familiarize yourself with a material already, you would be able to spit the definition of cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation off of your tongue. You should be able to say it like, you know it. I don't know. For me, that's what I think. But I don't know. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, so you should have familiarized yourself with the definitions um, of both. And they went back and forth about what cultural appropriation was. Um, she had mentioned what she thought it was based off her reading. Um, the Lemon was giving some examples of ways in which people show their cultural appreciation. Like, he used arts as an example, the headdresses and all of that stuff. But Lemon's response to her was basically that she's using the internet, and he wanted her to do, have like a real conversation. He wanted to know what her perception was and not what she got from the internet. So he started to point that out very early in the debate. Let me see. I'm a fiance says, why is a manager right beside his client and not in the back scene? I'm going to talk about that too. Let me see. Brixton Babe says, she triggered me because I work with women like her. They're subliminal and covert with their views, which is extremely problematic in a work environment. And she was playing in everyone's face. Okay. All right. So Lemon was saying that, listen, the first time she started talking and she started busting out the word darling for her debate, I'm like, nah, how are you going to be doing a debate and calling someone darling in the midst of the debate? When he spoke to her about her whole thing about reading from the internet. Um, he was basically saying that there's a difference between appreciating people's culture and overstepping. And he also gave an example, like when she just came on the scenes and was talking about she wanted to learn how to be sassy. Like, she didn't understand that for her, it's her wanting to learn about people or learn about I shouldn't be putting words in her mouth, but basically she said she wanted to learn how to be sassy. And Lemon used that as that example to say there's a difference between appreciating and appropriating. The way you think you came off saying you wanted to learn how to be sassy, it's basically you having a preconceived or a perceived idea of what black people are. So in your mind, you're saying that black people represent sassiness. If you wanted to learn to be sassy, did you have to learn it from a group of people who look like us, basically being black? So he was saying that. So he was basically telling her that you can appreciate people's culture, but do not overstep certain boundaries. And I think that kind of got her a little bit on the emotional side, because then she wanted to know why do you think I was saying that? I didn't mean it that way. And she started to interrupt him when he was presenting during that time. And Lemon was just trying to bring home the fact that she was holding a stereotype of what blacks are supposedly. They're supposed to be sassy, always, the angry black person, always woo banging and stuff. And he was basically trying to tell her that being black doesn't mean sassy. You could learn to be quote unquote sassy from different groups. Asian people are sassy. Well, Dominican, yeah, well, let me tell you, different groups of people are sassy. I'll say that. Everybody in their own right can be sassy. So it is just pretty much one of those stereotypes that she was hitting on, because the first thing she wanted to learn from blacks that you came in a space is how to be sassy. You didn't want to learn anything else about what blacks do or in the sector. In your mind, that is just what it is. She said that one of the reasons why she came and said that, it was just because she was anxious at the time. It was pretty much a way to deal with her anxiety when she just came, and that Lemon pretty much misinterpreted what she was saying because she doesn't see color. And I'm of the impression that if we say we don't see color, we have a serious problem when we don't see color, because we have to acknowledge what is going on out here in our society when we get out through the doors. Everybody has to live in the reality of knowing what their color represents to other groups of people. That is just my thing. But she says she doesn't see color. um she was even using some examples about, if a black person opens a pizza joint, is it cultural appreciation or is it appropriation? If I like is it that you're appreciating those other people's culture, or are you appropriating? So she was using that. And then I don't remember the name of the other guy who was there on the panel. He was basically coming in at different points to say, can you use like other examples? Because I'm detecting that, well, I was detecting that he felt some kind of way about her, Lemon addressing her about the whole thing about being sassy and the stereotypes of black people. And he was bringing in other examples that could have been used, like the whole thing with Eminem and his love for rap and blah blah blah. But that didn't go too far. That was round one, basically. I don't remember much about what happened, but she did mention the whole thing to say that the Italians, when if black folks open a pasta restaurant or whatever, she was, if it's appropriation or not. If people wear braids, is it appropriation or not? So she said the whole thing about the sassy comment was basically a compliment, you know. And Lemon in that first round was saying, we don't want we don't see that as appreciation, because it's you playing on this preconceived stereotypes of black people. And he was also saying eating or buying food that you like is not appropriation. It's me loving the food, blah, blah, blah. And blacks have more to offer than just the sassiness. There's more to the black culture. We're more than just ghetto. We have more things that we offer and stuff. So he was basically saying that. It was during that time, though, that Resto started getting touchy. And I'm like, touchy, touchy, Resto. I started to hear the frustration. And I don't know if it had to do with how Mel was handling herself at the time, or he was just still upset about the whole fact that they weren't able to do their live stream how it was intended, because he had stuff set up prior to. So I don't know if that had anything to do. QI, one of the times she had said something about the US, and how US needs to get it together with all of the things that were happening, and the people who are not supporting each other and blah blah blah. Basically letting it seem like where she's located, there are not issues, if not the same type of issues where she was. And QI did stop her and fact check. And people try to downplay QI for that, but QI really did have a point during that point when QI stopped to fact check. Like, there were internal wars, well, not wars, issues going on, especially right now politically, where she's from. So I'm just saying, blah blah blah. Who won that segment? I don't know. Who do you think won that segment? I don't know. I was really looking forward to them having like serious points that they drove home. It was the whole idea of Nesto having the timer, that was good and stuff, but I wanted it to be a little bit more structured. Let us say 5 to 10 minutes per person. Like each speaker gets a specific amount of time. You wanted to hear specific points that were driven home. Like I could say, these are your 3 points. These are your three arguing points, your arguments. And I wasn't able to pinpoint them because that was filled with a little bit too much emotion about her wanting to come and learn about being sassy. So I can't say much about, you know, the points that were driven home for me. Let me see. She was hostile too. It was because it was filled with a little bit of emotion during that time. Like I'm saying, come on, it's a debate. And he uses that as an example. And even during that time, he was trying to, assure her that they were cool. It's just a debate and they were just talking. It was an example. I'm a fiance says Lemon won that round. Okay. I watched the first question, then bounced because she was getting on my nerves. Okay, so that was round one. The next round was are content creators responsible for the actions of their community? I think that was it. I didn't write the full thing down, but I think that's what it was. Um, yeah, that. So the first part was a conversation section. The next part was the part about if content creators were responsible. Um, for me, I think to an extent, especially based on the terms and the guidelines that you have to read and sign to, you are responsible for what happens on your panel. Um, are they responsible for their community's action? Lemon used the beef sector, which he's a part of, as his examples. So he was saying that, and again, in this part, there was some more reading. Now, Mel, there's nothing wrong with reading. There's nothing wrong with looking on your cue cards, but they should be just that cue cards. The points should be on there. But it was a lot of reading and stuff. Um, I'm not saying that you're not supposed to have to cite sources or use case studies if you can. There's nothing wrong with that. But there was more reading. She read her notes from the YouTube guidelines, the TOS, as she says, the terms of service, and she talked about channels that were removed. That was good to have that to speak about. She gave some numbers, and I did go to look it up too, because you could see. I went and I googled that shit so I could see they show like the years, like for well, not years, during this month to that month, how many channels were removed, the reasons why they were removed and stuff. So there's nothing wrong with that. So she did read the terms of service. You should have familiarized yourself with the terms of service and just have your pointers. For me, um, so she talked about some of the channels that were removed. You know what could have driven it home for me is if she could pinpoint like specific things that happened, like with a major channel or something, and tell us, did you know that in 2023, let's say this person, their channel was removed because this happened. Like drive that home with an example that could have driven the whole thing home. She was saying that channels based on the comments in the on the channels, the CC could lose their channels. Lemon says he didn't believe that. He thinks that the supporters comment based on how they feel and what they think, and he just doesn't see it as the that like he's responsible for that. He says they say whatever comes out of their mouth. There are times when they want to support a CC and they'd say what they want, but he's saying that he's not responsible for what they say. But at the same time, he was not looking at it from the angle that what they do and say on his panel could also affect his channel, their comments, you know. So to me, at that point, the it wasn't a debate; it was a conversation between both of them. People, I don't know. At that point, it didn't seem like a debate to me. When I'm get well, you know, but hey, her point that she kept driving home was the TOS, YouTube's and Google's TOS. But like I said, she could have found some good examples. Apart from reading the statistics and telling us how many people's channels were removed, which was okay, which was a point for me. She could have used some actual case studies of stuff that happened that we could relate to and stuff. Lemon didn't care about that. He says it wasn't a reflection of him, so he was driving that home. But he was more looking at how people responded to content and saying it's their, like basically he was saying it's their decision to say what they want, is their idea to support or not. It's for them to say what he wants. He can't control what comes out of their mouth. So that was his stance. He also accused her of reciting from Google again. He was doing that a lot. Hey, Red Wings Hockey. Hey, everybody. Oh my God. I didn't even see that. The chat had a few disrespectful trolls in it. I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep at parts of the debate. Sorry, because I was trying to stay up, but it wasn't working. So I had to watch parts of it in the morning. I had to red ball through it in the morning so I could see what I missed. Hey, Red Wings. Hey, everybody coming in. And so basically, Lemon was telling her that he wants to have like a debate, a conversation. He doesn't want to feel like he's talking to someone who kept on reciting from Google. So he wanted to hear her perspective. And Resto came to her defense. Resto, you're supposed to be like the person hosting it. But anyway, he came in. Resto came in, child. He came in and said it was dumb and stuff, like some of the stuff. And I'm like, Resto, you're not supposed to be coming and saying that. Resto was even looking at the chat, and I think the chat was upsetting him too. And one of the times Lemon had the comments on the screen, and we're like, remember they said this in the beginning that you're not supposed to have the comments on the screen because you know that could. I don't remember what they said was the reason, but it wasn't supposed to happen, and he had it up there and didn't notice. Um, but he was basically saying that she has to source her facts to back up her opinion. So it isn't her reading stuff. Um, Lemon's point, like I said, was that some his comments are how they're feeling, and that's not he's not responsible for it, and it's a reflection of the subbies and not him. So he was basically about free speech. And Mel was basically saying that your content also influences people. So like she was basically saying like as content creators, you're supposed to understand that you're influencers and you are responsible for what your subbies do, especially as it relates to things like hate speech and spams and all of that. You have people who drop in people's chats or comment section with selling products and stuff. Do you ever see that? For me, I'm just asking the question real quick. Have you ever seen like you would go to chats and you'll see people in the chat spamming it, telling them about different products they use and oh, and I've used this product and it worked for me and blah blah blah. And then you see a lot of other comments centered around that. You could tell, so that's just that on that. My point, for me, they did have a few points there about it being about, especially as it relates to her saying people's channels can get lost based on what happens. But for me, I'm saying that is a reason why there are mods. If that is the reason why moderators are there and you have the option to have mods, because they're the ones who protect your channel. They are protecting your channel. That's what the mods are there for. To make sure people aren't spamming the comment section, to make sure people aren't saying derogatory things, hate speech, harassing people. There's a reason that YouTube or other social media apps allow you to have mods, where you stream, so that the mods can moderate, take stuff out that should not be there, because certain comments can cause problems and your channel can get flagged, or whatever the word is I'm looking for. You know what I mean. Struck. That's the word. And also the content creators are supposed to pretty much set the pace or the rules for their channels for me. And notice when I came in, I told you that anybody is allowed to come in and chat and whatever. Don't say certain things to my mod. Like, as the content creator, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to set the boundaries for your channel. This is what I want on here or not. These are some of the things you do. So you should establish your rules very early as the creator. And then if the subbies who are watching are not following, then you can take action, or your moderators can take action. And also remember, guys, as the content creator, you have the option to turn your chats off. So there are so many things that YouTube allows for you to do to protect your channel. The question was not centered around YouTube, so you could have given other factual case studies for me on different applications. TikTok. What other ones do they use? The other ones. I'm old. I don't use. I keep saying I'm old, but I don't be using a lot of these social media stuff. So it can't be just YouTube only, okay? And my other opinion is that you're supposed to not have, don't let your feelings overshadow what you're supposed to be debating on, okay? It should be a debate. Try not to, put your feelings into it, okay? Okay, I'm just saying. Y'all have to remember that. And I'm thinking that maybe Melly's new to debating, or maybe she got anxious at some point because she was off camera. So I'm not sure. I don't know. At one point she was on off camera. At one point she said she was making tea. Let me know if I was wrong on it, because I'm almost sure I heard that. I'm almost sure I heard her say she was making tea at one point. So shout out to the debate, child. Shout out to the debates where you can stop and make tea, child. I'm just saying. Shout out to those debates so you could stop and make tea. I'm not laughing. So that was round two. I don't know who won that. It's for you to decide, I'm thinking. Who Resto was having technical difficulties during that time. There are times when people weren't hearing him. He was pissed off with that too. He was pissed. He was upset when he came back. At some points, I heard expletives, and I'm like, "Come on, Resto, you're supposed to be hosting this thing and keeping it together. You're the one who's supposed to be keeping it together, okay?" I'm just saying. There was another section, and so they tried to wait for him to come back, but they just decided to continue. I'm assuming so that they could still keep the audience engaged. The other section, not gonna lie, I didn't really get the topic. Something that had to do with moral standards, and if something between moral and religion, is religion essential? Is religion essential to something regarding ethical values or social order in society, something like that. But Lemon and what's her name, Mel and Lemon, they both share the same views. So I guess because they both share the same views, they did not necessarily need to have like a debate. They were giving examples of different things, like documentaries that they watched. Lemon had his point about you know what Lemon said during that time, that he thought that whites were not born racist and they were taught it, and it became progressively worse, or it progressed. So they basically were agreeing on that one, so it didn't become a debate. I'm trying to remember if it was in this segment that what's her name, Mel, kept saying something about um the who did she say? The I don't want to lie. She was saying something about who invented utensils. If you guys remember how she said it, let me know. But she was saying, 'cause when she was trying to bring home the cultural appropriation versus appreciation point, she said something about utensils, if other cultures using utensils that were created by, who did she say created it? Whites? I want to remember the specific name of the group that she said, but she was asking if that was cultural appropriation or not. Um, she said it during, thank you. But I said to myself, this would have been a good time for, but he did say something. I think Lemon did mention that he could name a variety, a host of stuff that black people created, invented, that groups all over the world use. So he did mention that. But I wanted him to go in. I wanted him to go in and talk about the fact that it was the ancient Egyptians. And this is in Africa, bitch. Ooh, sorry, I'm sorry. Let me just say this. Africa is the cradle of civilization. I'll slip that shit in every time. The motherland is where civilization began. Don't you ever forget that shit, okay? I just thought I'd slip that shit in. Always remember that shit. Civilization started there. Half of the stuff you use in the world today was first created or used. The first universities in this world was created in Africa. Don't get me there. Bitch, I'm from the Congo, bitch. Anywho, let me come back. I wanted him, well, for those who know history, they apart from the Chinese and the chopsticks that they created and stuff, and I don't know if she wanted to bring home the fact that people were using their hands as cups, like, making that cup-like shape with their hands to eat, and it was them who created utensils. Girl, let me tell you something. The ancient Egyptians, and Egypt is in Africa for those who don't know geography, especially for those who keep calling. Let me stop. Let me stop. The ancient Egyptians actually invented spoons, and over a period of time, years later, it became this big thing in England, just so you know. And in those times, it was like a status piece for people in England. Like it was basically to say that you were rich. It was it was like a sign of affluence for those in England to say, "Ooh, I have a collection of spoons, and this is what I used to eat," and blah blah blah. Bitch, those things were created in Africa, girl. The ancient Romans also created forks. Don't get me into history, girl. Okay. And that was in the 8th and 9th century, girl. I should probably do a fact check on that, but I do know it's around those centuries. Maybe I'm a year off or on, I don't care. But let's just say it was between the 8th to 10th century. That I am sure of. Okay. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just saying. Just everything goes back to Africa. Okay, civilization started there. Don't you ever get it twisted. Half of those very same Europeans who were going across the world, listen, half of the people who were traveling across the world to steal and plunder and take over other people's lands, just so you know, it was the Africans first who were going across the world, trading with people in distant lands. Do not get me started, bitch. Listen me. The Europeans came long after. Okay? Traveling across the world. Just so you know. Darn colonizers, Brixton babe. The darn colonizers that they started going off and plundering and colonizing people's lands. The Africans were going out years and years before them. They were making sturdier ships that could go longer distances, and they were trading silk and this and that. Girl, please do not feel like civilization started when you European people started going out and stealing people's lands. You people are everywhere. You European. Let me stop. I'm not going there. I'm talking about the debate. Let me see if I can get back. So basically, they were agreeing on the different topics, the other two that were there. They were trying to find the topics at some point, and oh, you want the link? Hold on. They were and Resto didn't come up. Resto was having let me see. Resto was having different conversations during that time. Not conversations, I'm sorry, was having connection issues during that time. So they went ahead and they were agreeing on the different topics regarding what was it that I said, morals and religion and blah blah blah. I'm just gonna say this again, that QI pointed out, especially when she was talking about QI did her job for with fact checking. Some of the times they hushed her up talking about, QI, this is not, we're not debating with you, QI, we're doing. So it was kind of, yeah, Lemon, you should have left her, let her drive her point home, even though we know how QI is. But it just, it was what it was. Hold on, I got TC in the back. You could type in the chat, guys. What do you think about the debate? I wasn't able to come on here and do it last yesterday. So I decided I'll do it now in the morning before YouTube cameras goes live. Is that you, TC?
It is I.
Good morning, TC. What's going on?
Good morning. You get ready to make me. Oh, you get ready to make me.
Girl, did
I'm
you
getting
watch
ready.
it?
I saw it up until the utensil part.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. You get ready to make me go to work, and I gotta be. Oh, let me calm the
which
heck.
point do you want to talk on? What was the point
I
that got you
just
upset?
I just want to. Well, let me just say, it's not upset. It's just pure idiocy, and I think Ronnie Q said it best. That's why we need the Department of Education, okay? Because clearly it has failed on several levels, for them and for us. But here's the thing. When she said that utensils thing, I think I almost threw my phone all the way across the street.
Because basically, she was
Before
trying to say people were using their hands to eat, especially the Africans and
But
stuff.
we're uncivilized. No, no, no,
Right,
no, 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 no. Thing, you are uncivilized. Before the ice melted off of Europe, you Europeans we didn't even know you existed. That's where the
right,
albino. That's where the albino comes from. Okay,
right,
but from them, and here's the thing: we had 35 BCE, before Christ's existence. There were things going on way before then. There were chariots. There's
right.
signs
The
of all
invention of the
kinds of things.
wheels, all of these
Come on
things.
now,
I'm saying,
get the
man, I
ham
paid
sandwich
attention in
out
my
of
history
here.
class. The
Girl,
fudge.
I know I did, because when they said your forefathers came over here on I said, I don't know what forefathers you talking about, but I learned in my house where my forefathers came from. But my forefathers came at different times. We came before you. We were here before you. How about that? And then my teacher told my mother, she was being disrespectful. My mother said, no, she's not. She's being factual. You give your facts, we give our facts. And now what? And then we could go down
Right,
to then we could go to the school district, and we could do a lawsuit because you're lying.
right.
So these folks have the audacity in 2025 to still spew
Child.
out. That's why we have to listen. Let me tell you something. And I see we got too comfortable, but now we're gonna have to we're gonna have to start teaching each other. We're gonna have to teach our children. We're gonna have to teach them the real deal Holyfield, because we cannot keep giving our children to other folks and thinking that other folk are gonna teach them to be better than them or their children. It's not gonna work.
You're right.
We're going to
Exactly.
have to do it. That so debacle, not debate, that debacle
Oh, oh,
that debacle was a prime example of let's start teaching our own. Let's get back to brass taxes, brass facts, because we have all the science, the anthropologists, we have all the museums, where she lives, in that place called Europe, in that place called the UK, have everything, because they like the pillage. I saw somebody say the pillages, the plunders, they're the ones that took it back to England. So if you really want to know where the cradle of civilization is, go to England, because they stole everything. They have
they
all.
are thieves. They are colonizers. They
They're
go to people's places.
thieves,
They plunder. They steal
right?
art. They steal people's
Dead bodies,
material
mummies,
resources, human resources, and
right?
natural resources. These people
Exactly,
are thieves. You hear me? That's all they do. They steal people's culture. They steal everything. The
right.
hell?
And then talk about cultural appropriation. No, it's cultural misappropriation. I wish people would get, because they misappropriate culture. They
And
s- they
and
steal it, and then they rename it, and then they sell it
and
back
make
to
it
us
theirs and sell
as
it back
though
to us.
it's something new with a new
Right.
name and all of that BS.
You can't
No, no,
even
no.
find certain things in schools or even on the internet, like certain information. You don't have access to it anymore. I've been noticing some stuff when I search, especially stuff having to do with history. You can't like they're trying to erase our history or
Yes,
inventions or they are erasing stuff about us.
absolutely. Absolutely. They're trying to, but we have to make sure that we stay, listen, we got to stay at the table. We got to
Don't,
continue to work, and that's just the bottom line. And this is a prime epic example of making sure that we stay up on our feet, stay up on our toes.
child.
Okay?
I'm just saying. The debate was good. It provided content for the sector, but at the same time, there are some little things that were said that I thought should have been dealt with right there and then. Especially QI, who claims she's Black Power and stuff. Bitch, sorry, not bitch. I was hoping that she would have jumped in at certain points. She She did jump in at points when Mel was saying that they didn't have that the U.S. needs to do this and they need to get it together and this that, like her country wasn't going through their own turmoils and politics right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Yes.
just saying.
I think QI tried. Listen, it wasn't a debate. It wasn't structured. Like you said, anybody that could go away and turn off their camera and go make some
Make
tea.
tea,
I
making
mean, come
tea
on,
during a debate.
make it make sense.
And then
It
at one point, Resto fell off because he was having
right.
technical issues, and then the other person
Okay.
on the panel, I don't remember what his name was,
Mm.
he. I'm there. I'm saying to myself, "What about the timer? Why don't you step in? You're there too." Oh, I have the timer. I just don't have it on the screen. He didn't even say nothing and come in when he needed to. It was like a crazy time. I don't know if they need to have a do over
And
because
then
of
the
so many
timer.
difficulties that happened during that time.
It was like 20 minutes for one. You
Or
no
sometimes when he forgot to stop the timer and I'm gonna
right.
have to give more time for this because you went like, come on. I needed to see some structure. I'm not gonna lie. I
Right. They
needed
were
some.
supposed
I
to
like
fact.
structure. I like order. Apart from me coming on here for the crazy on here, in
So
life, I just like structure. I will go crazy if there's no order. I'm
someone should
sorry.
have been a fact checker. Somebody should have been, that person to talk about, making sure that the time was right,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. It was nothing. I mean, only thing you have to do is look at some of the debates that they
Right.
do, just look and watch debates that go on, and then you can, so that thing that they call a debate, it was actually a debacle, and there were
Oh,
too many
ooh,
emotional
ooh.
feelings involved.
Not a
Oh, I
debacle.
think, I
I
think,
should
I
probably
think,
change my title.
yes, not a debate,
Debates
but
and
a debacle.
debacles.
You can do that. You got that. Do that if you want to. You got it. My
That was a good
permission.
one. That was a good one. And the
Yeah.
Europeans.
Oh well, yeah. Well, yeah.
What do you call them?
Well, I call them Europeans.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Europeans. That's what we called them in college, the Europeans, because of their peons. That's why to us, anyway.
Right. That was a
You
good
know,
one.
but anyway, I just wanted to say that, it's Lord, help us, okay? And
Help
that's
us. But we
all
can
of
learn though.
us.
We can learn. We can
Absolutely.
learn. I'm going to be positive about it. We can learn.
I'm going in and changing a whole slew of things today because it is obvious. Don't let's not even talk about Robert's Rules of Order. The
I don't know that one.
I Robert's Rules, when they say I second that, a, a question, when they when they're putting forth legislation and stuff like that.
Okay,
It's
okay.
I,
And there's a book that I didn't read it. I just seen excerpts and stuff. Some of you guys need to go read something. It's called They Came Before Columbus. I just want people to
Dr.
understand that the
Ivan Van
African
Sertima.
Van Sartima, you know it, girl.
I know him,
Yes.
as he used to go with a lady here in Philadelphia.
Okay.
He might have been that. Listen, he came here to Philly a lot. Doc came
Child.
to Philly a lot, and
Van
it's
Sartima.
yes, Dr.
Right.
Ivan Van Sertima, and they came before Columbus. They
Oh,
came
it's
before
Sartima.
America.
So I've been calling his name wrong the whole time.
Well, we might be calling it wrong. So
Okay,
look,
go ahead. Go ahead.
he's
Go ahead.
he's your brethren. Okay, so we might be saying it wrong. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
um, but they came before Columbus. They came before America, and there were several other books too. The brother is on. I have some of his
I
tapes.
haven't been able to
I,
read in a while, but I do read and listen to different stuff
man,
because you have to
oh,
have a balance between the type of entertainment you watch here and the type of stuff you consume outside of here. So, I'll read those stuff. And I just want people to understand and not put down people from Africa or your African heritage. I don't care
right,
what you say. You are not Chinese. You are not Indian. You are not any of those other groups. Don't put down your folks, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. And
exactly.
these people were way more advanced and civilized before these Europeans
They
and other groups
certainly
that
were.
came in. Dr. Henry
And
Clark,
then they didn't even have
Amos Nelson.
irrigation. They didn't even have irrigation systems in Europe. They didn't even, they were peeing. They were just throwing pee out the window and throwing
They were
defecating.
showering once a month. Well, not showering, baths.
Disgraceful.
Had baths once a month and all of those
Once
nasty stuff. Girl, I could tell you some
Oh,
stuff I've
and
read.
that's the and those people, that's the aristocrats. They were the ones that were able to at least have a bath at least once a month.
Right,
The
nasty
regular folks,
ass.
it didn't work out for them that way, not at all. That's why people who
Child.
say that they've been to France, I've never been there. But some folks that I know who've been to France, they say that there is a stench unbelievable.
I've
The
heard that too.
stench.
And I'm
Yeah,
like, they're saying, don't think that every time you see people traveling and saying they've been to France or whatever, they said that there's a horrible smell there.
horrible smell.
I've
Yeah.
heard about it. So don't be fooled by those pics you see people taking being happy and stuff. I don't know what that stench is all about. I don't get it.
Disgraceful. Don't these folks have the audacity, the gall, and then to come over. Look, anyway, that is it. That's all that I'm gonna add before I get fired today because I'm gonna go in
Okay.
there and start. Mm, ooh, see,
Okay, TC,
this is.
calm down before work, child.
Oh
Calm down.
no, this is the same feeling I had when I saw Mississippi Burnings. Ooh,
Child.
girl,
Listen,
when I saw that movie,
that
this is the same thing. But anyway, great day, good
have,
stuff.
thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
up, TC. I appreciate you for coming up.
All right, and hello to the chat, and everybody have a great day.
Have a wonderful day. Okay,
Peace.
TC. All right, that was TC, guys. We always like when she clicks on a link, okay? All right, so basically the other segments, like I was saying, Lola got them books. Stop! Stop! Hey, Purple Peach. Hey, everybody coming in. I appreciate you guys for passing through. Remember to like the video and subscribe if you feel like. Don't. If you feel like, I'll say that. I want supporters, not subbies. Okay. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, so the other segments they agreed with, the one about morals and religion. There was another one I don't remember, but both of them agreed that certain things, morals are taught and not necessarily. They didn't have to elaborate too much on that. The whole thing about religion being essential to maintain ethical values and social values, something to that effect. That was the time when Mel kept talking about how the U.S. needs to unite. The timekeeper left. Key. Ooh, the time when so the fire round. I was thinking based on what Resto said when he clicked on my link the other day. I was thinking it was supposed to be some super chats with the time, and there was a whole method, there was a whole structure that we were supposed to be following. The fire segment did not happen the way I thought it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be timed and based on the amount of money on the super chat. I don't know. The fire segment did not come off how I thought it was. Okay. I don't think it started off how it was supposed to. People were just coming on the panel to point stuff out and to argue and to yell. I'm not saying they didn't have valid points and stuff, but they weren't questions for the debaters to talk about. That's basically what I was saying, what I thought. Lemon, you actually turned the debate into more of a ghetto type. I am not. I cannot. I cannot. I. I'm just saying, at one point, what's her name? Key Deadman came on the link. Key Deadman is an American who is living in England. So she came up to talk about the fact that what Mel was saying was not the truth, and there is major ethnic division going on where she was. So she should stop talking about America needs to to unite and this, that, or whatever, and stop acting like you don't have things going on in your own country, the racism, the this, that, and Key Deadman made a good point. She was passionate in her presentation. However, there was a little bit too much yelling going on. And so that kind of made it, it kind of, I don't know what to say. I don't know, but she was basically saying there is no unification where you are, girl. So don't be talking about the U.S. needs to unify. The English, she was claiming English as opposed to British, and other groups represent who they are, like the Jamaican English and the Nigerian English, the Nigerian Welsh, blah blah blah. So she was talking about that. She had valid points. It was maybe the delivery. Um, it wasn't necessary. They were what happened is that for the fire segment, people are supposed to come up and ask their questions, and then the debaters were supposed to respond. It did not happen as it was supposed to. People were coming up and yelling. Tulsa came up. Um, Tulsa said she thought they were setting Lemon up regarding lawyers and the whole thing about the community guidelines and stuff. It was a lot going on up there, child. Hey, Shantae. Shantae, I finally taught Lemon how to say McCambada. He clicked the link a few minutes before the debate. So I don't know if he got it. Maybe he's gonna butcher it up. Shantae, I'm leaving it up to you to help him when you go in the chat. But it's me can't bother. Okay? Me can't bother. That's basically how you say it. You don't say me can't be bothered. You say me can't bother. Me can't bother. DDA. Okay? That's a little bit of a what they call it, I teach it, you speak it. But let's move on. So for the fire segment, there was more commentary happening instead of questioning for Mel to answer or for what's his name, Lemon to answer. There were things that Tulsa came up to talk about, like whether or I think Tulsa asked about whether or not they accepted trans in the UK and how they treated people of the LGBTQIA group. There was another person who came up, Melanie or Fox Girl or Fox something, and you could tell there was some tension between her and Resto because Resto was even saying um, that she knows, ooh, when Melanie the Fox started to speak, because I saw a woman up there, and not until she opened her mouth did I hear otherwise. You hear me? So you could tell, is Melanie trans? Can somebody tell me? Knock knock again. You know I'm from the Congo and I don't have much sense. You know I'm dumb, right? Um, is Mel trans? I'm I- I'm asking for research purposes. I'm actually asking for clarification to be quite honest. But you could tell there was some tension between the two. Hold on one second, please like the video.
My name is Carrie. I'm so very.
Hey, it's Carrie. We do what we want over here. We chill, we have open panel discussions, sing karaoke, play games, kick back, or whatever. Let's break the monotony.
My name is Carrie. I'm so very.
I hope you like my video. I gave you like 25 seconds to do so. Good morning, So Bomb. And if there's anybody I missed, I'm sorry I didn't know. Um, it wasn't intentionally. Shout out to everyone in here. I appreciate you guys for passing through. Yeah, so that whole thing, the fire segment is not what I expected it to be. Um, Melanie came on, you could tell there was some tension with her, and Resto didn't even want to acknowledge Melanie. So there was something going on, you could tell. Um, Somehow Lemon decided he was going to change. Lemon said, Lemon ended the debate. He said he won, so it was done there. That was hilarious. He just decided that the debate was over and he won. Lemon turned the debate into a regular Taylor Port night. You were expecting this one night to be different, Lemon. It was supposed to be different. It was supposed to show your diversity. It was supposed to show that you could do different stuff. Lemon pretty much overstepped the moderator and ended the debate. He ended the debate. He just ended it. It just finished. He just ended the debate. The debate was done. He said he wanted the audience to pick a winner. He said he wanted the audience to pick a I don't even think there was a poll or anything like who won or who didn't win. Grown folks came up and made good points, I could tell you that. Was it that time that I saw him, or was it on the other live? Because I was in and out of. Was it that live stream or the one after? But you could tell grown folks likes to do like debates and stuff. There were people who came on the link. Auntie Donna, Tulsa was there saying, "Wrap it up, goodbye." Blah. It was a whole Taylor Port type of night. You hear me? Okay. Lemon turned the debate into a ghetto Olympics. QI says, QI, no, this is the part I was laughing at when QI was saying, well, both of the debaters are amateurs, so too the host. She was saying that the host and the debaters were amateurs, and she was giving her commentary and how she thought they did and stuff. You could tell QI was saying she wasn't impressed by some of the stuff. Um, Apart from the technical issues and stuff that Resto had, apart from QI was also over talking. There was a lot going on. It was just a lot going on. Can you hear me? Resta was there asking if people could hear him. They were talking. Lemon was over it. It turned from a debate into an argument. ZX is saying that there was no need for two what's it called? Moderators to be up there. But I'm thinking it was only fair that if she had one, Lemon needed to have one also. Um I don't know. It was some weird shit going on over there because that debate turned into something else. I'm gonna use TC's words. The debate turned into a debacle. Hey Francis. Hey everybody coming through. Truth and reason. Everyone. Oh, it was the one after. Okay, he couldn't put a poll up. Child, it was a lot going on over there, from debates to debacle. So that was that for the debate. I think it ended there because I fell asleep, but I just read ball through some of it, but that was it. For me, I'm thinking there should be a redo, or if not a redo for both of them, I'm thinking that instead of a challenge or something, people could try to do debates over here. I don't know if it would work. It would have to be on topics that are, like that a lot of people can relate to, and that is going to keep the audience engaged and stuff for people to want to come and watch in the beef sector. But I'm thinking that, some of you could probably try doing that, or there should be a redo. For debates, though, I'm thinking you guys should have your points ready. Do your research. You don't need to be reading too much from your material that you have. You should have your cue cards ready. You speak on the points. You don't read everything from it. Yes, you're supposed to collect your information. Yes, you want to eat whoever is going against the motion or whatever, or supporting the motion, but you have to familiarize yourself with the content so that when you're making your points, you can speak freely without having to rely on your notes. And then you can always use case studies or, examples of stuff that has happened. As it relates to the timing and stuff, make sure that the rules are understood. Make sure that the person who is hosting times the people appropriately. And, people should listen to other people. People should not be cutting into other people when they're talking. Like the first part, like each speaker is supposed to make their point first before others keep cutting in. Because at some point, Mel was cutting into Lemon when he was trying to make his point about the whole thing about appropriation versus appreciation. Are we gonna say, okay, 5 minutes for this person, and the back and forth, the supporter speaks, the opposer speaks. How does it go? The judges come in when they need to. I'm just saying. It just is what it is. As it relates to the content creators being responsible for what happens on their channel, yes, you are. You are responsible. You make sure that you go and check on your comments. There's a reason why every time you get a comment, Google sends you an email that somebody commented on your video. So you're supposed to go and read what they wrote so you know if you're supposed to delete it or not. You are responsible, unfortunately, for things that happen on your channel. You made an agreement to use their thing. Word is not coming to me, so I'm saying thing at this point. You made an agreement, so you're supposed to uphold your end. If people are saying certain things on your panel, if they're harassing people in the comment section, whether it's during a live stream or after, you're supposed to deal with that. When it comes to the things they say on your panel, you have to be able to remove them, or you have to either remove the live stream, upload it as a video, whatever you need to do to protect your channel. But whatever comes out, it's your content, and it can also violate the policies, the rules. Okay? So as it relates to spamming, harassment, hateful speech, people coming to promote, spreading harmful information, selling illegal goods, all of that good stuff. Okay? You are responsible for the things that happen on your panel. And that's it, that's all. I don't remember anything else from the debate. I'm thinking that Mel needs a little bit more practice. I did hear Resto says that she's debated a few people and won some, lost some, but she is learning as she goes along. I'm thinking, but she needs to do some work to be a little bit more confident when she's addressing certain situations, not to get too emotional. Lemon, you could have made this a little bit more serious. I'm just saying. Um, do what you gotta do, guys, but prepare yourselves better next time. Okay? And then you could go back to your regular scheduled programming after that. But prepare yourselves a little bit better, do your research, have your strong points that you're gonna use, and make it a little bit more structured. That's it, that's all. And sometimes, you things don't work out resto. Sometimes things don't work out the way you want it to. Um but it's a learn it's something for you to learn from, and then make your adjustments as you go along. There were points when you were saying that she should have done what she should have said during the debate, and then you're like, oh, we'll talk about it later. There are certain things you don't say during the debate, and things you don't do, and don't be cussing people out who are upsetting you in the chat and stuff. Some decorum is also needed. Okay, right? So bomb. Shanti, Shanti, I know you don't know what them are debate. All I know, me pick up three something, me pick up three something, and they just needed to have their points together and research. Okay, that's it. Prepare yourself. It's 101 people in here. I appreciate all of you who are here to support. Please remember to like the video. I appreciate you. It's almost that time for. Let me see if YouTube cameras is live just yet. Ronnie Q is gonna be live in 15 minutes. Ronnie Q, drop your link if you're in here. Let me see if YouTube cameras is live just yet. I don't see her because I didn't get a notification. She isn't live as yet. But Ronnie Q is going live in 15 minutes. Let me drop her link because I don't see her in here. Hold on. But all in all, it was a good thing for content's sake. That's what I'm thinking. It provided content for the sector, whether or not we liked it. At the end of the day, hey Baron. At the end of the she dropped it. I was just about to drop her link. At the end of the day, it provided content for the sector. It is content. Hey, Miss Steve Velocity. And for me, these people are newbies coming in the sector. It is going to provide content just like the other group that came before them provided content that some of us didn't appreciate in any way, shape, or form. But it just is what it is. Thank you for sharing and liking my video, Miss T Velocity. But I'm about to get off of here too, and get myself ready. I gotta get some stuff done. I'm gonna start coming on here a little bit more. I did say that. Um, you know why. Y'all know why I'm gonna start coming on here more. I appreciate you all. Shout out to those who come to support. Shout out. Remember, my chat is always open. I don't be doing the type of things that people have borders on their subscribers and stuff. I don't care enough. Just don't come in here and messing with my mods, and come in here and doing stuff that is just gonna piss me off. I don't have time for it. I'm usually a chill person. It just is who I am. And don't think I'm going to change it to please anyone. Also, I am not running my channel based on anybody's standards of what they think I should or should not do. Over here, I do what I want. I do what I want over here. I'm just saying, I don't move, I don't jump, skip, or hop based on anybody's expectations of anyone who is in the beef sector. I'm sorry, you don't run me, boo. Nobody runs me. I'll tell you that. And that's it. That's all. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate you. I really do. And get yourself ready for. Thank you for supporting. Also, remember Bertha May has a channel. Please check her out. She's been doing really good. She's a breath of fresh air. And yeah, she has it scheduled, and she dropped her link a while ago, Miss T Velocity. Exactly, Shantae. Like people are be thinking I have to move, or anyone for that matter has to move how they expect because it's the beef sector. You're supposed to, bitch. I don't do shit what you tell me to do, or how you think I should do. And bitch, I'm not supposed to sound like any of you. I sound how I speak, and that's it. That's all. I'm not supposed to sound like you. I'm not supposed to do the same type of commentary you do. I'm supposed to be me, and that's all I can. I'm just gonna stay black, feed my black ass, take care of my family, and die. That's the only thing I am supposed to do. Nobody tells me what I'm supposed to do on here. Fuck you. And the person who knows themselves or persons, that was for you. Okay? Alrighty. That's it. Have a wonderful day. And we're dancing out of here. Tap on the like button. Okay? Tap on the subscription button if you need to. Okay? Alright? Bye.
Wow.